tuned in to Insight Sundays, the show that brings you relevant news, youth topics with a new mission and focus for our communities.
Hello, Indianapolis. It's your main man once again, Adrian Mickens, here with my co-star co-host,
David Kegler.
Thank you so very much, David. So today's topic and show of today is going to be about the counterculture youth movement that's going to be coming up here next weekend on the dates of September 30th and October 1st. We have our in-studio guest, which is Pastor Derek Miller, also with the First Lady Valerie Miller. And on the line, we have the great Bishop Harris. So, Bishop, are you there?
I am here. God bless you. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon, Bishop.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good, sir.
All right. And once again, like I said, we got Bishop William Harris here on the line, and then we have Pastor Derek Miller here too as well. So, Bishop, please enlighten everyone in Indianapolis of this great movement that's getting ready to occur here next weekend. I've been doing a lot of research on it, and I've seen the all-star cast that you guys got coming in. So how did everything come about for this counterculture reset movement?
Wow, it's been a short but long journey in light of all of the social, economic, community, political issues going around the country, especially concerning our youth. I thought it was of time to bring all of the young people together, and so we launched a movement called Counterculture, which is basically a movement to make some changes in our community, also in the social fabrics of our church. So kind of got together with all of the national youth leaders from around the country, some local regional people, and we formed this coalition called Counterculture.
Absolutely, yeah, because I've seen you guys got two flyers for it. One of them is specifically has the dates and the performers that's going to be there that weekend too as well, and then all the board of directors and pastors and motivational speakers that's going to be a part of it too. So now, is this the first one, or have you guys already been doing this for a couple of years now?
This is going to be the first one that we've ever done, so it's somewhat historical. And it's historical in the sense, too, that we've got so many international and national youth leaders from all around the United States. So it's the first time we've all been under one roof, and it's going to happen there in Indianapolis.
Awesome. So what's that location where it's going to be at, or is it multiple locations? Because I know it's 2 different days.
Sure, multiple locations. On the Friday night, we're having what we call a Congress of Youth, where we're going to sit down with all of our national youth leaders to strategize and to put some vision out there. And then Saturday during the daytime, that Friday night is at the Crowne Plaza Airport Hotel. And also the Saturday day sessions are at the Crowne Plaza. That's where we're doing our town hall meeting with all of our police chiefs and governmental officers, et cetera. And then we have a talk show also hosted by the Word Network. And then that night is going to be a Christ Church Apostolic 6601 Grandview Drive.
Awesome. So for everybody who likes to hear that, the gospel sound of singing, do we have any performance acts that's going to be there too as well?
Actually, we have so much going on that night. We have a different type of service. We're going to be having concert/worship experience. There's going to be some motivational speaking, preaching, an artist, some more motivational speaking, preaching, another artist. We've got Jessica Giovanti coming, Hezekiah, and Alexander Music from Michigan. We've got Todd Dulaney coming from Chicago. We have Perfect Vision is going to be there. We have the Indiana Bible College coming. We have Grace Apostolic Choir coming. We have the Counterculture Mass Choir. So it's so many artists and so many groups from all over the city and all over the country.
You definitely have an all-star lineup.
Now, are you going to perform? Because I see you got a new single coming out, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes. We have a new single called It Won't Work. And the group is Perfect Vision. We'll be singing on Saturday night the hit single, It Won't Work. So we want everybody to tune in for that.
Absolutely, because that I'm gonna tell you, Bishop. I've heard the song. It's actually on YouTube already, and the song is awesome. Like it really is. I just want to tell you that personally. I really do enjoy that song. It really is, because it really hits home when the devil try to shake you and rattle you. Sometimes you got to tell him, hey, go into your prayer closet, as those we say, and tell him, hey, man, it's not gonna work today.
It's not gonna work. It ain't no weapon formed is able to prosper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell the people here in Indianapolis, my father stays in Kentucky, so I go there quite frequently. So tell the people here in Indianapolis about your ministry. I'm looking here on the website now. Is the International Christian Apostolic Fellowship? Is that correct?
Yes.
So if you can tell some people here in Indianapolis about what you guys do in Kentucky, maybe they'll come out and visit, while they're in state.
Sure. We got a couple things going on. Of course, my local church here is Praise Covenant Church at 3107 Crumbs Lane, Louisville, Kentucky. The International Christian Apostolic Fellowship is a organization that I'm the presiding bishop over, which has been kind of the foundation for counterculture. And it's amazing you're talking to me. I'm now in my restaurant. We had a grand opening of my restaurant today.
Oh, wow.
And so we started Legends Soul Food Restaurant that's here, 4314 Cane Run Road, right here in Louisville, Kentucky. So we're now here today at the grand opening of our new restaurant.
That is really awesome. I can tell, Bishop, I even, seen a lot of different information here on the website and stuff. And I've also seen that you've traveled out of the country and done ministry work too as well. I've seen a nice thing that you did out in India, look like a nice prayer service. What's some international things, that people can follow you on and look forward to getting to know you a little bit better? What's the international things that you do with the ministry?
Internationally, I do a lot of local and international travel. A few months ago, we were in Hyderabad, India, and went over there to do some missions work. I've got some churches over there that's in my organization. For the first time, my wife and I went to do some missions work, and some awesome healings and miracles happened there. And recently, because of our humanitarian efforts in India, they named an orphanage after me. And one of the new projects we're doing now is raising funds for the orphanage. I tell people here, we don't know how good we got it till we go other places.
Yes.
And when you see the poverty there, it just really breaks your heart. And so those that want to find more information about our international endeavors, they can go to our website, www.drwilliamharris.com, and there's a whole section of our website dedicated to the orphanage and the work that we're doing there in India as well as in Africa.
Awesome. So now I'm also seeing too as well with the ministries that you have here on your website, which is drwilliamsharris.com. I see that you have training courses or training institute, to be specific, of different things of mentoring and networking and video conferences. Can you explain a little about your training institute that you guys have?
Sure. One of my main passions is that of a teacher and trainer. I've had a lot of secular education. One of my purposes, I started a church very young in my early 20s. My first church I planted didn't have a lot of help in the sense of training me on how to pastor, and I had to do it on my own somewhat and with a little help from certain individuals. But I learned the hard way, and I made up my mind and a vision that once the Lord blessed me, that I would always give back. So I've kind of written my path. I've started in the home with 7 people. I've been through every stage of church growth, from the garage to the community center to buying multi-million-dollar pieces of property. So I wrote a book called Leadership, and it just talks about leadership, like the how-tos of leadership, how to build not just churches but corporations. And every month, once a month, and we have not done it for the last 2 months, but starting in November, that's the first Monday in November, I sit down to a free online class to pastors and leaders all over the country, and we sit down for about 90 minutes, and we impart and train on leadership principles.
All right. That's awesome. So, Bishop, we have your song on cue, which is "It Won't Work." I really want the public to be able to hear that song here in Indianapolis, because it's awesome. Do you mind if we play that song?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to play a sample of that. It's about a minute long. Go ahead and play "It Won't Work," Bishop William Harris.
All right.
Into the fire, but I made it. Thought my life was over, but because of Jehovah, I've learned to fight devil's power. Everybody say no. Maybe they didn't hear you. Everybody say no. Somebody tell the devil no. I'm here to declare to you tonight that your setback was a setup for your comeback. God told me to tell you. Whatever it is, it won't work. Whatever it is, it won't work. I believe that it won't work. Whatever it is, it won't work. Do you believe that it won't work? Do you believe that it won't work? I believe that it won't work. I believe that it won't work. You talk behind my back. You scandalize my name. You tried to bring me down. You tried to make me frown. Oh.
Bishop, I'm telling you, man, if you could probably see us in studio once again. We're Facebook Live right now, Insight Sundays. Y'all probably seen us having our own praise and worship service right here in studio. Bishop, the song is bad, man. I'm telling you, man, I love the part where you say, I think it's your setback is time to set up your come up. So I love that part.
Your setback is a setup for your comeback.
I love it, man. I love it. So I know David has one question here for you.
My question, you just talked about leadership, and I know that's not the first book that you've written of many, but how do you keep one church, 3 locations, music, booking, and international travels? You must have a heck of a secretary.
I do. I think it's a combination of just having a good team, training, and balance. Just really trying to find a balance, but it also involves a good team of people who the Lord has blessed me with, that surrounds me, that gives me the possibilities and flexibilities to kind of go out. But it is a busy schedule. I'm glad I'm young, and so I got a little more strength than the normal guy, but the Lord has blessed me.
I appreciate it so much, Bishop. And once again, give everybody the dates and then the locations for the event next weekend.
I want to invite everybody in Indianapolis to come out to the historical Counterculture Conference 2016. It is going to be happening September the 30th, October the 1st. You want to be at the Crown Plaza on this Friday night. Saturday, 11 to 4 will be at the Crown. And then that night, young people and pastors and leaders from all over the United States are coming to Indianapolis for our major unity service. It's going to be happening at 7 o'clock that night. Elder Aaron Porter, Elder Jared Perdue, Elder Enzi, representatives from all of the Apostolic Pentecostal organizations from around the world, and their staffs are going to be there, and all these guests and artists. And most of all, you can't get all of these people together and not have God show up and miracles and deliverance and just an awesome anointed time. So I want everybody to come out to Counterculture 2016, Christchurch Apostolic, September the 30th and October the 1st. Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you so much. And thank you once again to Bishop William Harris. We appreciate it so much for you calling in all the way from Kentucky. Congratulations once again on your restaurant that you had opening up today. For everybody who's out there listening, once again, you can find us on Facebook at Insight Sundays. Once again, find us on Facebook at Insight Sundays. We want to hear your questions, comments, and concerns. Also find us on every other social media account, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. Once again, that is all under the title of Insight Sundays. We're going to go ahead and go to our sponsorship break. Welcome back, Indianapolis, to the second half of Insight Sundays presented by Harambe Productions. On this second half of the show, we're going to talk with our in-studio guest, which is Pastor Derek Miller and the First Lady, Mrs. Valerie Miller, too, as well. They're some very close friends of mine, and I'm really glad to have them here on the show today to talk about their ministry and also, too, the Counterculture Reset event that's going to be coming up that Pastor Derek Miller will also be a part of. So I'll let them introduce themselves, the church, location, all the good stuff.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Pastor Derek Miller, and we pastor Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus on the southeast side of town, 2850 Bethel Avenue. It's inside of Bethel Park Family Center.
Praise the Lord, Indianapolis. This is First Lady Valerie Miller. Greetings to you on this beautiful Sunday. Our phone number is 317-741-1726.
Awesome. So, Pastor Miller, how did everything come about to actually get into the realm of becoming a pastor and a minister? I'm going to tell you, Indianapolis, don't take the modesty for granted. These two individuals who we have in here today, they do a lot of good work here in Indianapolis, Indiana. When I say that they really do work with the youth and reach out, they really do, like a lot. They have something going on pretty much every weekend. I know they have a special youth night. Which Friday is that?
4 Fridays.
Every fourth Friday of the month, they do something with the youth, and it's spectacular stuff. We're not just talking pizzas and movies. We're talking about actual activities and doing real things with the kids. So can you tell me, Pastor Miller, how you got into the ministries of Bethesda and all the good stuff?
Well, it's pretty interesting, Adrian. You know, I was an athlete,
Okay.
So my mind was set up on, playing college, finishing college, going overseas, doing something. But, the Lord had another plan for me. I ended up in Bethel Park Family Center, and I'm there working in the community and programming. And, I was a newly saved young minister, and I had to embrace purpose. And I struggled with purpose, God purpose, because that ain't what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
But when I embraced purpose, I really found out that, man, I have the keys, and children of God have the keys. I have the keys, I have the power, I have the ability and the influence to spearhead change. And the Lord absolutely put me over there to spearhead change in that community, and it gave us insight to develop programs such as the Indy Youth Achievers College Tour program. That started off as just a basic mentoring. 9 years ago, we just mentored like 6 guys on, the weekends and just talking to them. And it birthed into writing grants and getting, hundreds of $1,000s, over $100,000 worth of grant funding over these last 9 years to impact young people and taking them on college tours all across the United States. Not only going on college tours, but we were, developing life skill workshops and impacting them in the natural, and helping them to focus to even get to that point of going to college.
Yes.
So we've been building and working and programming all of these years. And, the Lord just really had me out there and put in my spirit that this is where I want you to work at and be there. And I embraced it. And my bishop, he's a spiritual man. He was led of the Holy Ghost. And he said, hey, I want you to plant a church out here. And, we're in a year and a half into this. And we're still programming, and we're still building, we're still impacting community. And now, I'm a pastor, and we laugh at, at ourselves like, God, what? Pastor? I never, I never grew up saying, man, I want to be a pastor. I wasn't even a preacher, so the Lord developed all of that, so I'm out here and I'm pastoring and I'm preaching and we're winning souls, and people are coming off of drugs and young people are going to college, and amazing things are happening, and it's all to God, to God be the glory. And we're excited, and people are connecting with us, and the ship is sailing and we're moving, and there's much more to do, and we're just excited about what God is doing on the southeast side of town for us in this ministry.
Yeah. So First Lady, can you speak about the things that you do with the young ladies and different conferences and stuff that you guys have? Because I see that from time to time.
Yes, our women's ministry, the Lord gave us Chosen to Sow, spiritually strengthening other women. And so we have a luncheon, which occurs every April of the year. It will be an annual luncheon. And then also a women's conference that will be at the end of August each year. And it's just a time for refreshing, for renewing, for the older women to teach the younger women. The Lord's just really been dealing with me about training. Somebody has to train the next generation so that they can keep, going, and they can train their babies, and that we can put a stop to some of these things that are going on.
Yes, absolutely. Dave, you have any follow-up questions before I move on to the next?
I'm glad to hear you talk about teaching, because one of the things that I always say is that we need etiquette classes in the city of Indianapolis for men and for women, because you all see it walking down the street. You got on a pair of jeans and your belt is around your thighs, but you got red basketball shorts on. I have no idea about that. And there's other things that go on with the women as well, and that's good that you all speak about teaching. My question for you is, I seen a picture of you guys, and it said that no one knew that 14 years ago an athlete and a sorority girl, would fall in love and be together. So once he started moving in the ministry, did you did you move right along with him, or did it kind of the Spirit come down and grab both of y'all at once, or you like, you know what, this is the man that I'm in love with and I'm gonna follow him?
You know what, to be completely transparent, Pastor Derek, or Brother Derek, he began to be saved first, and it took a minute for me. I remember he came home, he was so excited. He was like, I went down in Jesus' name. I was filled for the Holy Ghost. I said, that is not part of the plan. That is not what I signed up for. And so I came a little bit later, but I think the Lord had to do it in his own timing, in his own way. I remember when he said he was called to the ministry, the same thing. It was a phone call. And he was like, hey, I think I just wrote my first message. I said, your first message as in preaching? And he said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. Where is this going from there? But, the Lord, he knows. He knows which season we're going to take. He knows where we're going to go. And I completely trust him.
Awesome, man. That's really awesome, man. That's so awesome. And, I want to speak on a few things that you guys do, not just necessarily with the youth, but what you guys do as a whole in the community. I know that you had an event not too long ago. I think it was maybe a couple of weeks ago with some of the community leaders within the city. What was that event about? I know it's old now, but what was that event about and what was going on? So maybe next time if you have another one, people can catch up with you guys on Facebook or so.
Well, that event was initiative that we set up through Counterculture.
Okay.
With Bishop William Harris. He asked me on his team for the evangelistic component of the organization. So we put that together. Lord gave us a vision to go out and to not just have a community, rally, the normal kind of community rally where people get on the mic and talk. No, so we actually did something. So we put together a pasta and prayer drive. So we were inviting people. We connected with Second Helpings and Jennifer, the CEO of Second Helpings, and she was there, and people were bringing pasta from wherever, boxes of pasta. And we wanted to help, fight a cause, hunger cause, but also to fight, the challenges in the community through prayer. So we were praying with people in the community. We're giving away gift cards and those kind of things, and being a blessing all around. So, it was wonderful because one woman drove by. She was like, what y'all giving away? And we was like, nah, people were bringing to us. And
awesome.
It touched her heart. Her daughter was with her. So she left and went to the store, bought pasta, and they brought it back, and she was just showing her daughter how to give and be a blessing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole event was great. So those are the kind of things that we strive to do, and being a blessing to our community.
Awesome. That is really awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to commercial break for our sponsors. And then once we come back, we're going to give our message that we do every Insight Sundays and our word of the day from Danielle. We're going to take a sponsorship break. Welcome back, Indianapolis. Once again, I'm your main man, Adrian Mickens. We're going to wrap up the show here in just momentarily. But before we do that, in studio, as always, we're going to have our word of the day from Miss Danielle. So Danielle's I'm going to turn over to her.
For I know the plans that I have for you, declare the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope in the future. Jeremiah 29:11.
Awesome. So thank you for that. Pastor Miller and Valerie, can you give everybody one last time the location of you guys' church, where they can find you at, and the way to contact with you all?
Yes, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, mobile app, Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. We're located 2850 Bethel Avenue inside Bethel Park Family Center.
We also have, during the week, a daily prayer line. The number is 1-605-562-0020 with the access number 143-264-854. We are on the line at 5:30 a.m. and 10:30 p.m.
Thank you so much for all of our guests. Our guest that was on the line, Bishop William Harris. Our in-guest studio, which is Pastor Miller and First Lady Valerie Miller. We appreciate everybody once again. And that'll be it for this show.